Hi. So it didn't feel right to me that I wasn't going to respond or talk to you right now because I know that there are people inside some of these groups who are looking to me for advice at sometimes. And I decided rather than sitting back and being uncomfortable with not knowing what to say, that I'd rather be in the messy middle of this with you. And if you're joining me on Instagram, if you chop on over to Facebook, I can see your comments actually, but I'm really glad that you're here and listening. So it's a really wild time, right? It can be disorienting. I can tell you, I'm going to speak at least from my own experience right now. I'm weirdly afraid to leave the house. My boyfriend is out getting a haircut right now, and when I hear the neighbors' kids playing outside, I either literally think, "Oh my God, they're letting their kids play outside." And so I'm trying to both overcome that and at the same time not judge myself for that. And if there's one thing that I can impart to everyone today, that's the part that I think I hope you'll take with you, which is it is okay. I want to give you, like, if I could write a 10-foot tall permission slip and give it to you with rubber gloves on, or, like, latex gloves on, is that it is okay whatever you're feeling right now. And your actions that support that are also okay. The reason why I say this is if you're on Instagram, I just want to make sure that you know that on Facebook, I'm able to see your comments. And if anyone has a comment, please show it up there. I can put it up on the screen so we can talk about it. Um, is that um, my desire to stay in the house, I'm not going to double down on myself and be hard on myself and say, Brian, you should be going outside. You are weird for not wanting to leave the house. There's something wrong with you for not wanting to leave the house. And I want to be really explicit here. I am a extrovert through and through. From the moment I was born to this moment right now, I am an extrovert, hands down. So I am energized by being around other people. By being here with you right now, it energizes me. So thank you for being here with me. This makes a big difference to me. And so part of what I wanted to create right now is a space for if you have tell me what you're up to today. I want to know what you're doing because I know that we're all driven towards connection, and a lot of people that are a part of this community are actors and are creative people. And when you are a creative person, your instincts are to connect with other people. And right now, it's driven towards us to be a little bit more towards ourselves and towards our families or towards the only people right in front of us. And so it's almost like a misidentification with yourself. Like, where are you if you are not able to act in that way? So I would love it if you're here on the page to just throw me up some comments of what are you doing right now? I know you're watching this, but are you watching TV at the same time? Are you going for a walk? Are you out and about? Are you at Starbucks? Let me know what you're doing, because what I know is we need permission from each other to understand how to operate in this moment, right? Our biggest advices are stay home and don't touch anyone and don't talk to anyone, or not talk but don't touch anyone. And so in this moment, part of why I wanted to also come on here is I've gotten a lot of questions around from my actor community around reaching out for managers and agents. And right now, at this very moment on March 15th, probably not your best date because we're not going to be connecting with a lot of people. But what I also know, even though there are productions that are on hold right now and there are shows that are going to be set back for a minute, is that one day this we will be beyond this. We know we've seen this through the patterns of what's happened in China and how they've handled it and how South Korea is handling it. Um, is that we're going to be past this, and at that point, I'm kind of expecting. I don't want to put expectations on the universe, but this kind of wide open welcoming of like, oh my gosh, thank goodness we're past this. Let us now reconnect. It reminds me of the day. Remember, it reminds me of September 12th, the day after the towers went down. Rhonda is saying right now, prepping for the apocalypse, working out, meditating, centering, working on a comedy set. When she says, I'm wondering when she says prepping for the apocalypse, what that means to her, because that to me that sounds like you're actually doing all the great things of taking care of yourself, working out, meditating, centering, and then if you look here, you can see that. Ardiania, I think I'm saying your name right, is practicing radical self care and checking up on friends and family. I know I've called my mom a lot today, so I want to hear from you other things that you're doing right now, like in this very moment while you're watching this, besides watching this. Um, and you see, Rhonda even said, I'm noticing I'm going through a grief process, which I didn't expect. And I want to just really speak to that for a minute because I think it's very normal right now to feel a sense of grief, a sense of whoa, almost like a wake up call of have I been aware of my own health, of myself, of the people in my life, of my family members? Have I done well there? And I want to just finish this conversation on managers and agents for those of you who are wondering. And I still believe that there will be a watershed moment at the end of this when we are past this, when managers and agents, and in fact the whole industry is, we are past this and so excited to be with each other, be around each other. Those of you who are joining me inside my course, I'm just going to speak to you for 1 second. I'm not worried about this timing at all. Don't start to reach out until May, so that's pretty exciting. The rest of you who are here, I still want to hear, what are you doing like right this second? What are you up to right now? And so, I am in full pajama pants, pajama sweatshirt, my beanie on. I'm staying in the house. I'm probably going to go for a walk. I might, and a walk, just so that you know, is like that's going to be a stretch for me because I'm an extrovert. I get a lot more energy out of being around people. So there's so much of me. It's like, I want to go down and walk around downtown Pasadena, or I want to go to the mall, or all the things you're not supposed to do. Jennifer is saying, let's see what Jennifer is saying. Take the time to map out what creative projects I've put on hold because you were way too busy to focus on checking with clients and seeing how it can be of service through their fears with the loss of this week and coming week. Such a great perspective there. I love that, JR. And also, I'm wondering here, because I don't know if you're thinking about this, JR, but I'm loving that I have a little bit of downtime in a way, right? There's less expected of me socially right now, and I've been wanting to move my closet around, so I think I'm going to move my closet around. I've got some emails I want to write. What other things are you guys doing right now today, in the middle of a Sunday, which would be a normal Sunday usually, but to me it feels like a snow day that's not going to end because tomorrow is going to be the same, right? Parker is saying, I'm heading home from training. Nothing stopping me from living my life as normal. Parker, I just want to praise you for your courage because to me, I feel very uncomfortable saying yes to going to the gym or going out to places. And each time I say that, there's a little tiny part of me that says, Brian, you're a wimp. And I'm trying to just keep vocalizing this to make sure that we can I'm giving myself permission to say that out loud because it's hard to admit. And I think right now it's important to be okay with where you are because there's no point in you being hard on yourself in a moment like this. My mom is here, you guys. That's exciting. So I also want to hear from you. Rhonda said she took a bike ride. She's going to go play some VR. I actually feel like VR sales are going to go up right now because of what's happening. I just spoke to a friend yesterday. She's got 2 little kids, and she said that she's told them they can never get a Nintendo for like 2 years, and then finally they got a Nintendo on Friday because they knew they're going to be home. So maybe this isn't the worst time for a Nintendo to be doing business. What else are you guys up to? I want to hear. So today, the rest of my day is going to look like this. I made a really amazing breakfast. I made some shakshuka eggs and toast, and I felt like I was like the most accomplished man in the world. I'm going to read the New York Times. I'm about to leave the house. I'm going to go to Starbucks. I'm going to feel really brave going to Starbucks and getting a nice coffee. John said he had a tech rehearsal canceled, allowing himself to see the positive in it. John, I think that's such a brave positioning right now, is how do you see through this moment? How do you see the positive in it? So for my performers out there, my creative people, I want to make sure you hear this. Your creativity, that vein inside you, that heart pumping, isn't going to stop just because this is happening. And it might want to express itself in different ways. It might suddenly be, go get out your construction paper and play with construction paper and cut out shapes. It might mean you're suddenly organizing a cabinet in your kitchen. I talk to my mom about this all the time because I see her creativity all over the place. It can come in the way she rearranges the house or decides to go paint a piece of furniture, and it like ekes out all over, it leaks out of her, right? So right now, if you feel suddenly compelled to go through your clothes and say, I'm going to organize my clothes that are in this closet, or like, that's another way of your creativity being put to use. So I'm going to ask you to move on your impulse because your normal impulse to connect with other people it's like you've been cut off at the knees. So your other impulses are showing up, and to be able to follow them is going to make you feel a part of this world and make you feel connected to each other. And that's part of why I'm creating this space right here, for us to be able to talk to each other and say, hey, what we're up to today. So I got the closet thing. I'm going to go to Starbucks and get myself a nice coffee. Irving says, headed out for a walk to go to the local bookstore. I'm bored of watching TV. I was thinking about going to the bookstore. Yes, I would love to know what you're reading. Put that up here so I can hear. Over here, I hear, let's see, I've got a comment here. Definitely going to be doing a lot of reading of scripts and getting some projects done around the house. I love that. So what I know is the last place that I want to do any work is around the house normally. And so now is going to be a chance for me to actually jump into some of that and do some stuff around the house. So consider this, a commercial interruption in your busy day when you might be doing 2 screens while you're watching TV. I wanted to check in on my community and say hello to you. Rhonda said something I think is really important here. She's feeling a oneness with the world because this affects us all. I heard a perspective earlier today that I'm going to offer to you, and this is kind of Oh, those are peacocks that are screaming in my yard. I guess they're feeling the throes of the coronavirus too. So listen, I heard this today and I wanted to share it with you. And it might not be a perspective. It's a little daring. This is a little racy to say out loud, but someone's saying that the coronavirus is all of a sudden everyone is driving around less, going to work less, focusing on themselves a little bit, getting aware of what is actually important in their lives, and that in some ways some of us might need that. And I don't want to paint a rosy picture on a very serious health crisis, but I also am not 100% opposed to some awareness of that leaking in for me. I know that I've talked to my mom more than normal. I know that I've reached out to friends a little differently. How are you noticing yourself show up for the other people in your life in this moment? Um, so I hope this is helpful to you. For my artists out there, let your creativity flow in whatever way it flows. If your creativity flows and that you're cleaning the house, that counts. If your creativity flows and you decide to write something terrific. If your creativity flows in the way that you decide to organize your drawers in your kitchen, let it have space. And if you are feeling like you want to sit still and do nothing, if you are feeling like you want to run around the block, what I want, the biggest wish for everyone today is that you do not judge your reaction to this experience. There's enough going on right now that you don't also need to judge what's going on. That is not going to help you, nor is it good for your health or anyone else's health. So I just want to wish you all a lot of luck and love today. I'll probably come back on later, but I wanted to tell you what's going on with me, and let's keep the conversation going and be in the messy middle with this. Look at, I have a good message here for you guys. Blessings to you. Stay happy, stay healthy, keep creating. I think that's a good note to end us on. All right? Have a beautiful rest of your day, you guys. Take good care of yourselves. Bye-bye.